What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Dexter's Entertainment. I'm B Hammer, and this can be my Payday 2 review. So, Payday 2 came out not too long ago. Well, I've got mixed feelings on it. I'll get into that a little later on. But this is strictly a review. It's I've played a bit of it, so it's not just first impressions. This is full length review. First thing I want to hit on is the guns they let you use, I guess. It seems like it's got a really good assortment of them. It's got in all honesty, I love the at least little customization that you get with your character. I think that's a really good job. But when I say a little, I just mean in the way of firearms. When it comes down to actual customization, you've got a wide variety of stuff you can do with the character, depending on which role you decide to take. I myself take technician most of the time. But then there's but like I said, this is a strict review. So I will give this game is very good in the ways that it holds up. It's a good experience. It's got good selection of, well, it's good all around. I can't think of the word. Selection of just selection of everything, I guess. Now onto my the parts that I'm not so great about. Mainly the game, like when jumping into a game. Like, too many times have I had this sort of thing happen, where I've waited at one of these for about several minutes, and I couldn't do shit about it. And I understand that, but there needs to be like a timer. It seems like something that would increase make the game play more fluid, not make it good, stop, wait for several minutes, then go back into it. Because I think this is the second lobby. This is the first of, is it 2 or 3 lobbies that I leave before I finally find one that I can work in, because it just gets boring sitting there. And there's too much downtime, it feels like. Another good thing about this game, though, is the leveling system. I do enjoy the levels. It makes, these days, if a game doesn't have that, well, it's done a lot in games, I should say, but I think this one did it well enough to kind of, let me think how I want to say this. They did it well enough to succeed, but it could have been better. Like the fact that you have to spend money on upgrades and equipment. I understand it. It kind of takes the whole point of leveling away. Yes, you can't upgrade until you get the point, but then again, I've got several points here unused because I don't have the money to take up what I need to, and that might just be because I suck. But I'd prefer if it were just based on skill points or money, not both. I think this is the game where I finally got started. So it took 3 tries till I was able to find a game that I could go with and actually just jump in there and play. So that's why I say the matchmaking system in this game is not. I'm not really a fan, and it's more than just having to wait a couple minutes on a game. I'll get into that later, a little later on in the video. Yeah, loading screens. They didn't seem terrible. Definitely not as bad as the Skyrim stuff is. But I mean, see, that wasn't too terribly long. I could take it.
Probably right about the police being quick on the draw here. Get in and get out fast after you empty the manager's safe.
Alright, now for one of my favorite parts of the game. See, in most games like this, you just jump right into the heist. In Payday 2, they allow you this case mode, this mode to case the joint, which it just adds more it makes the environment seem so much more immersive.
Sorry, I don't know who you are.
And a lot of the, I mean,
Whatever. You guys seem like a class act.
see, a lot of the
Right in.
interactions, those small, they work with this game. Not gonna lie, all the flashing lights did hurt my eyes for at a point, but you know. Now here's, yep, here it is. Here's the second reason I can't stand this game's matchmaking system. It's because joining and exiting a game isn't flawless. There should just be a seamless well, they could have it to where it would be a seamless join the game and you're done. But this game, it takes several seconds to join a game, which I can't necessarily say that I like. This game has had some freezing issues. I mean, I don't believe that's just my PlayStation. I think that on most of my other games, I've had no issues regarding stuff freezing, or not as many as I've had with this game. First night I bought this game home, I believe I had 3 in it itself. Like I said, this is that the guns and the gun selection in this game. Like I said, I like it. I enjoy it, and I have never.
Get down. Get down.
Down on the ground.
Do you remember what I was saying? Get down. Whatever. But this game is definitely not conventional. It has a lot of immersive qualities, but at the same time, it's got a lot of, you know, parts where it makes you sit back and think, I'm not sure. I do like that they allow you separate, whoops. I do like that they allow you separate, what's the word? Like a separate way to get through something. You can use C4 if you want, get the key card, that kind of stuff. Like I said earlier, along with all of the interactions, it adds to the immersion of the game. Which, I mean, this game is basically built on, well, it's not really built on immersion, but this is a game that's best as immersive. The more immersive you can get, the better. That's how I'll put it. That's what I'll say. Can't recall anything at this point that stood out to me as fantastic or terrible. I do like how you can take the whole hostages, that kind of stuff. It seems they did a good job. I wasn't expecting that. How the first time I got taken into custody, how they traded a hostage to get me back in the game, bring me back, if you will. And wow, that was loud. But I like how they did that. That was, and again with the server, or matchmaking. let's see. I should have a couple more. I'm not sure if I have 1 or 2 more in this game. Join this game. But I mean, it stops everything, and I don't like that in this. Well, in any game. But in this game in particular, it just doesn't. It stops the action. See that point right there is because I got bored and started just twiddling around with the control sticks.
Shut up and get down.
So I mean, I know I'm saying it a lot, but the immersion in this game,
Extraction units are going for the hostage.
that's kind of what that's another thing that breaks it.
Hands up! No sudden movement!
I do like the physics. You get a good shotgun blasting on a guy and he goes flying backwards. You gotta like it. You've definitely got to enjoy that. I'm glad that it's not just like a one-shot kill with a lot of the guns. Like headshots usually do a little more than
Get down.
they usually do. They usually can do it, but I like that it's not just a pop and go game, you know, because it helps with that immersion more. And God, I've said that word a lot, haven't I? Let's see. Yeah, I think that other person dropped out.
Better, I'll be honest with you.
Snipers just got activated. Stay sharp.
Fine.
I did play the first Payday, actually, before I bought this game, just to make sure, see if I'd enjoy it at all. And, well, that's kind of what gave me the idea to do this review. Do I think it's worth what it costs now? No. Right now, it runs about 40. Let's see. I think it's $39.99 USD and US currency. So I don't know if this game's really worth that much, because it's a good game, but I just didn't. It seems like there's more that they could have done with it, and that's not to say, oh, well, I think that I'm always right, because obviously, no, I'm not always right. I think this game was well done. I think that they did a well enough job to put out a game, but I don't see this really being anything
Yes, that's pay dirt. Now bag that stuff and hang tight.
like. It might win some awards here and there, but I don't see it winning anything major, like Game of the Year or anything. I don't see it winning that. And I don't know what studio makes. I don't know what studio makes it. It's made by Overkill 505 Games, and it did win an E3 award. Huh? I'll be damned. But this doesn't seem like a game you go all out hardcore in trying to play, you know, like you would like people do Call of Duty. And again, with the dropping of what's it called? The action. I mean, I don't really care for how it just suddenly comes up. It's like, oh, everything stops. Because that just gets rid of the. And I don't want to say realistic effect, because it's not realistic. It's a game, you know. But at the same time, it gets rid of the. It stops the flow. It's like you be in a firefight, then everything stops. It's like, oh, what do I do now? It gives you a chance to sit back and look at what you're doing, try and think about it, instead of just going off of being rushed, going off instinct.
They'll be back for more when it is, though. So keep at it. Careful now. Watch where you're shooting. Do not kill civilians.
You might notice that's about the third time that I've changed my weapon instead of reloading. I can't remember what game I was playing recently, but they had the reload as triangle, which that's kind of what pushed into that. Was I hadn't really made the transition, and for the fourth time, as you see, the action completely stops. And it's, let's see, but for about 8, maybe 9 seconds ish. So I hate this game's matchmaking. I'll say that this game's matchmaking doesn't seem like it was done well enough. A lot of the encounters you have with the police, I'm not gonna lie, I have a hell of a time fighting against the cops. I mean, shit, it's fun. But is that enough to make up for the flaws that I have found? Which, yes, most of them are in matchmaking. But I mean, this game was built around the idea of going online with your friends or with other people and robbing a bank. And if the matchmaking isn't done well enough, that just completely destroys it ruins it. I mean, as a game, it's a good game. The matchmaking is broken though. The matchmaking is broken. So, this has been my review. The things that I've noticed, things that I remember. I'd say, all in all, this has about 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. And that's just because of the matchmaking. I mean, it's good graphics. It looks good. It's got good customization. But that's the one thing you need in a multiplayer game is if your multiplayer game doesn't hold up well in matchmaking, then you've done something wrong. Would I recommend this game? Yes. I would. I'd wait till it goes down a little bit before you buy it. But I would definitely say this is a fun game. Just go online with your friends and, well, tear shit up. But thanks for watching. This has been Dexterous Gaming. I'm B Hammer, and you guys take it easy.